Hey YouTube, this is Prepper Marine 81 here. This video is a tag response from Never Enough Ammo. He tagged me earlier today. The subject of the tag video is 5 items every prepper should have in the case of a hit the fan scenario, W.O.R.L, whatever you want to call it. This is the 5 items that I think you should have available to you. Number 1. You got to have this stuff. Water. You got to have it. Your body can only go 3 days without it. You can go a whole week without food, but only about 3 days without water. And those 3 days are going to be pretty miserable for you if you don't have any. So my first item would be something to make that water source that you find drinkable. It doesn't necessarily have to be something like this. The tablets, whatever it is, it's going to filter that water out, whether it be a pump, those, bleach, whatever it is that you use set up just to make a water source drinkable. So that would be my number 1 pick. Number 2, something to make fire. These are little waterproof matches with a little flint on the bottom. You need something to make fire. If you're in any kind of environment where it gets cold, I'm in Ohio, so obviously it gets pretty damn cold here. Hypothermia starts in at 95 degrees. If your core body temperature drops below 95 degrees, you're to be considered in the first stages of hypothermia. So you need something to make fire, keep yourself warm. If you have water, if you don't have tablets, something like that, you can use fire to make the water sterile so you can drink the water, so you can hydrate yourself. If you find food, you need something to cook the food, prevent disease, don't get yourself sick. Fire is a huge, huge thing. So that would be my number 2 pick. Number 3, you need something to protect yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be something crazy like, an AK-47 like this. You can get a, cheap 9mm high-point pistol, something to defend yourself with. That you can use for hunting, or somebody attacks you or tries to take what things you have, your food, your supplies. If you don't have the money for a gun, get a knife. They're really cheap. This is a pretty good knife. I like this little guy. It's about 30 bucks. This is a Gerber. Never Enough Ammo. You might recognize this guy. Can you see it? It's the same one you had on yours, but I kind of did the same camo pattern on my knife as I did on my AK. Get a knife. You should probably already have a knife, but if you can't afford a gun, get a knife. So that would be my 3rd choice. You need something to defend yourself with. 4, something for light. Whether it be a lantern, a flashlight. Use your fire for light. Pretty much use fire for everything. You need something, for light. It's kind of self-explanatory. So that would be my number 4. My number 5, some of you might criticize me taking the 5th slot for this as something that's a priority, but I really think it is, for me. And no, I don't mean you should have crayons on hand for something. If you have children, if something like this happens, your kids are going to be scared to death, especially if they're young. They are not going to be old enough or wise enough to understand what's going on, in the world, and why this is all happening. I mean, yeah, you can try to explain it to them, but they're not going to be able to wrap their head around it. It's going to be very frightening for them. Especially if you get in a situation where you have to defend your house, they're not going to be able to comprehend, the fact that dad is doing what he needs to when he's shooting at other human beings. The whole thing is just going to be very scary for them. So that's why I have these as an example. Is you need to have something to I guess maintain that sense of normalcy for your children. Get crayons and little activity books or coloring books, or if you got the money, get a portable DVD player and bulk up on some, batteries or some rechargeable batteries or something, so they can watch their, their favorite movie still, at least for a while. Because it's going to be very hard, especially, in the initial stages of something like this happened, for them to deal with. So if you have something to try to take their mind off that, I think it's very important. You don't want to damage your kids any further than what they have to if something like this does happen. But anyway, so that's my fifth pick. I think that's something that's important, or at least I feel is important to have on hand. It's part of what I've got in my go bag. Um, but anyway, that's my 5 picks. Um, I'm going to go ahead and I believe he's probably already been tagged with this. I think I'm not really sure if I watched his video on it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and tag East Coast Prepper on this, and I'm also going to tag Freedom. I want to see what you guys got. But there's my 5 picks. Hope it helped somebody out, give somebody some ideas, especially if you're just starting out. Take care, guys. Prepper Marine 81 out.